Thank you so much, Bill, for the introduction. This is my first time at the PM Symposium. So I'm excited about being here and I'm excited about sharing what some practical strategies for you. But first, a little bit more about who I am and what a self care alchemist is. It's a title I gave myself. I admit it. There's no self care alchemy organization, but I went through intense burnout in my career and I had to leave. And so during that time, I learned some strategies, some techniques, some things that helped me that I believe can help you, everyone who is here. I've had some project management roles, not officially, but in my career, I've had to do project management. And I understand the stress that's involved in being a project manager. One of my roommates is a project manager and he's stressed every single day. So I'm hoping that what you learn here today will give you some takeaways, practical takeaways, because this is a really practical workshop. This is not a theory. This is not, here's some woo-woo stuff. Those are a little bit put in there as well. But self-care alchemy, my goal is to help you transform your burnout into better balance, more boundaries, and bliss. So it's a transformation process from being on the brink of burnout into moving into a space where burnout is no longer the thing that makes you sick, the thing that makes you want to pull all your hair out, the thing that makes you want to throw your laptop out the window. It is moving into this space where you are feeling at your peak level, but still being productive. All right. So are you thriving now or are you just surviving? Well, there's a silent epidemic now where there are lots of professionals. I'm sure some of you may be hiding in the seats and not willing to admit that you're actually in burnout. You may be saying, "Oh, I'm just a little stressed, I'm a little overwhelmed, I'm a little bit just tired," but it's really burnout that you're experiencing. Um, but there's a better path for high performance professionals like you. You don't have to separate your well being from your professional life. You can literally integrate it and make it a part of your everyday life and occurrence, whether you're in the office, whether you're at home or on vacation. Every day can be a vacation for you if you learn how to implement the strategies I want to share with you. So, we're going to be talking about some practical strategies to maintain peak performance while preserving your well-being. It's kind of hard because if you are on a path in your career where you feel like you must always be on, you must be at the top of your game to get promoted, to get your projects done on time so you can get bigger budgets for the next year. You have some things that you are up against that this thin line where your productivity and burnout are starting to merge. So let's talk about some quick facts. 76% of employees polled said that they are experiencing burnout occasionally, but only 25% actually report it regularly. So, what would you say? Are you part of the 76% or the 25%? 75%, 76%. Okay. Honesty, I love that. Um, 25%. Are you reporting it frequently? Okay, a few hands. Few hands. Burned out workers are 63% more likely to take sick leave. So this is not considered sick leave, I hope. But if you take sick leave often, once a month, twice a month, that could be an indication, and you're not literally at the doctor's because you have a cold or you broke a toe or something like that, then it's more than likely mental stress that you're trying to get away from in the office. And this costs globally $1 trillion a year. That's a big number for people who are burned out. It's costing companies a lot of money. And so I'm not here to help you save companies money by going to work and not being burned out, but I just want to point out that according to WHO, the health organization of the world, is they're just saying it's costing a lot of money. So project managers are at risk. 50% of you report burnout. And I saw that with the hands that went up today. At least 50% are the highest survey roles. So you guys are in the top percentage of people who are literally burning out. And here's some reasons why. Does this look true? 85% you have unrealistic timelines. They are stressing you out because of the unrealistic timelines and probably scope creep as well. So you have the timelines that are unrealistic, they're key stressors, and then it can cost you yourself 34% of your salary just by being burned out. So that's not a good thing. We want to look at how to mitigate this, how to eliminate this, and to get you into the space where you are literally enjoying life, enjoying your work. And if you decide to transition out of it, that's okay too. I'm here to hold space for you and give you permission to do whatever you need to do in order to find your joy and your happiness. So, what are some of the benefits of burnout prevention? Now, I haven't said that all of you are in burnout, but I am saying that if you're on the brink, you can prevent it. So, improve mental health plus productivity, stronger collaboration and communication. Because if you're burned out, you're not really wanting to collaborate with anybody. You want to be in your own little hole. You want to be left alone. You don't really want to talk to anyone. You just want to get the work done and go home. There's higher retention and engagement. And that's what more top level managers want to see. They want to see their teams working well together. They want to see you staying on the job because it costs a lot of money to employ people, to train them, and to get them to know and understand what's going on in the company and to be more engaged because your clients depend on it, internal or external. And then you make better decisions. The culture and the financial outcomes are also better when you prevent burnout. So today we're going to look at the burnout risk. So why are you all so vulnerable to burnout and how do you recognize the warning signs? We're going to look at an energy revolution because hint, hint, it's not time management. It's something else. We're going to discover why managing your energy trumps managing your time. How many of you have been in numerous time management classes and courses? Yeah. Time management is pushed because that's the thing that's supposed to help you with your productivity. But energy is actually the thing, and we're going to talk about that. Strategic elimination, we're going to learn how to create a stop doing list because a lot of people have to-do lists. On your desk right now, they're probably sticky notes on your computer, on your desk, they're all over the place. Things to do. So we're going to start creating a stop doing list. We're going to talk about micro restoration. I'm sorry for that. Some powerful practices that you can implement during the day, on the way to work, at work, and after work that you can implement to restore your energy. And then we're going to redefine what success looks like. So we're going to shift the definition of what success looks like so that includes sustainability and wellness. All right. So why are you burned out? We talked a little bit about it, right? External achievements is top priority. Everybody wants to look good on the outside, but you mask the internal depletion that's going on. Because if you're going 100 miles an hour every single day and you're not taking time to stop, to relax, to give yourself the time and space to enjoy the achievements, then it it's kind of counterbalancing itself. A lot of us have an invisible load. We're managing people, we're managing projects and pressure and families. So those are some things that a lot of times we don't see because we want to maintain a professional facade. We want everybody to see, oh, we're doing great. Life's good. I'm meeting my metrics. Meeting my goals. My performance is where it should be. But there's some other things happening. So what are warning signs? Fatigue. How many of you can say that fatigue is always at your heels? Yeah. Disengagement. I talked about that earlier. You don't want to be involved with anyone else. You don't want to talk to anyone else. Even your family starts to suffer because you're so tired. You cannot engage with your kids, your spouse or partner. And then there's a high level of frustration in meetings. How many meetings do you have a day? I know as project managers, you are meeting bound. And that's one of the reasons why I had to leave corporate because meetings. I couldn't do it anymore. creativity blocks. So if you're a creative person, some of you are very analytical, logical, and you really are like structure type A type people. But then there's some people who are really creative and their creativity is blocked because of burnout. And the root cause, unchecked drive, perfectionism. I am a recovering perfectionist. I say recovering, I'm not perfect yet. I'm not perfectly imperfect. And you have boundary issues. How many of you have boundary issues? You don't know how to say no. You take on another project. You're always saying yes. You're just adding more and more and more to your plate. So those are some root causes. But your greatest strength, dedication and drive can become vulnerabilities if you leave them unchecked. They are the path to burnout, especially for steep, high achievers. All right. So I mentioned time management versus energy management. Energy management trumps time management. I'm going to see why. So you are not a machine. As much as many of you want to believe you are a machine, you are not a machine. You are a human being. You have fluctuating energy. How many of you are morning people? Okay. Afternoon people. Cool. Evening night owls. Okay, we have a nice balance of people here. Awesome. But what I want you to do is honor your natural rhythms as a project manager, as a human being. You want to match your task to your energy levels. You want to be strategic in how you work during your peak time. So if you're a morning person, we're going to look at what's the best thing for you to do in the morning, and then what to do in the afternoon, and then what to do in the evening. And keep in mind that even if you're not a morning person, you can flip some of these things around and to match your energy, okay? And then we're going to track your energy for a week. I have a worksheet that you can actually download. You're going to be able to track your energy and note where you feel most alert and where you feel creative, and then schedule your energy. All right. So okay. Morning peak people. In the morning, or if you happen to be afternoon or evening, you want to do the things that is creative, strategic, things that take a lot of your brain energy. So you want to do that first thing in the morning. Now, I know a lot of the question is, okay, what if I have an 8 a.m. stand-up meeting? What if I have a 9 a.m. meeting? What people are stacking meetings in my day. So how do I manage that? Well, hopefully you'll get the answer to that for you, okay? Midday dip. This is where you shift to like administrative tasks, things that really don't require a lot of brain power. You process your emails, you organize your files, you handle your routines. Then the afternoon revival. This is where meeting with other people, collaborative work, things that you don't really have to, again, exert a lot of mental energy like you would in creative or strategic work, but you can brainstorm and you can have mentoring sessions during the afternoon. And then the wind down in the evening, like you're about to get off work, you can review your accomplishment, plan your time, and implement restorative practices. Now, again, some of this may be flipped for a night owl. It may be implemented differently for a person that's an afternoon person where your energy is at the highest. But the point is, you do the work that honors your energy. So this is like a little tool that you can use. You can try to track your activities. This is downloadable. There'll be a template that you can actually use yourself for in the little toolkit that I have for you later on. And this is just tracking, the morning peak, midday, afternoon, evening, and all the things that you can do if you like, but you know what your tasks are every day. You know the things that are important for you, things that you kind of administrative, the collaborative work that you want to do for other people as well. So yep, you customize the template to your unique patterns. All right. Now for our stop doing list. A lot of people perked up when I talked about the stop doing list. So what you want to do is identify your energy drains. What are the things that drain you? I know some of you have a lot of things and probably people who drain you during the day. So um, what depletes you without adding value? A lot of times we are bogged down in emails and scheduling and doing all the things. These are your first things to eliminate off of your list. You don't have to forget about them, but they're not the priority for your list. And then 3D strategy is for each one that drains you, decide if you want to delegate it, delete it, or digitize it or automate, because people are using Chat GPT. So we're getting into that. And then look at the common culprits. Are there a lot of unnecessary meetings, excessive email checking, manual updates that you're doing? You want to just take a look at that and move out of that perfectionism into a system that works for you. So a stop doing list is more powerful than a to-do list if you really think about it. Um, so you got to ask yourself, well, what am I going to stop doing this week? Well, next week, because it's Friday. So stop doing lists. Make a list of all the things that you want to stop doing. You want to decide if you want to delete it, delegate it, or digitize it. And then you want to look at the common things that happen in your life, in your work life, that drain the energy from you, and figure out how you can rearrange it, get it off your list completely. Talk to your supervisor, manager, boss, whomever it is, about shifting some things off your plate. All right, so there's some micro restorative practices, because after a meeting, a lot of times, most times for most people, especially for me, I'm drained. I don't want to do anything else after a meeting, because you've used all your brain cells, but you have other things you have to do. You have to plan. You got another meeting to go to. So how do you restore yourself between meetings, between obligations? So a 60-second meditation, deep breathing, visualization. 60 seconds, 1 minute. And I'll have something for you at the end to help you through that process. Body renewal. So do a desk stretch, take a quick walk, posture reset, because oftentimes we're humped over on our computers, our laptops, and we're so into what we're doing that we forget that our body needs a break too. So we want to give our body a break by stretching, by getting up and going for a walk. We don't have to stand at the water cooler for a long time. If you're working from home, you have more options. So take those options. And then let's elevate your spirit a bit. Gratitude, affirmations, purpose, reconnection. Because sometimes we forget, what is the purpose here? Why are we here? What am I doing really? But if you could take a second and just put your hand on your chest and just reconnect with the purpose, breathe into what you're doing, be have a little gratitude, be grateful for the opportunity to do the work you're doing, to bring home a paycheck, to meet the people that you meet every day at work. There's some light at the end of that tunnel, especially if you're buried in work all day. So these small practices takes just minutes, but it can really make it feel like you took an hour to restore yourself. A lot of people say, well, I don't know about meditation because my mind is going 100 miles an hour. I don't know how to stop the thoughts, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to stop the thoughts. You really don't. You just take that time to just reconnect with yourself and breathe. And we're going to look at that in just a second. So, a 1 minute restoration practice, you're going to find a position. You're going to begin the pattern, hold it, and extend the exhale. So this is how you do your 1 minute. You just sit with your feet comfortably on the ground and close your eyes, or at least just soften the gaze, because if you're looking at the computer laptop all day, your eyes are just bugged out. You're like trying to see, if you wear glasses like me and you're trying to, you could take the glasses off and just close your eyes. And then you want to inhale for 4 counts. That's all. And feel your lungs expand. A lot of people think it's in our stomach, but it's really in our rib cage. You want to just expand. And then you want to hold it for 4 seconds. And then exhale slowly for 6 counts to release the tension in your body. That's it. And then you just get up, you can go about your day, you can go about the next meeting, you can talk to the person that's at your door, waiting impatiently probably. But this 1-minute reset can literally shift something for you because if you're like me, when you are at meetings in the morning, you have one-on-ones, you're scheduling, you're doing all the things, and then you need to go to another meeting or do a new important task, it's hard to reset. It's hard because you feel like you have to keep going, 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 and the burnout, it just goes higher and higher and higher. So by taking this 1-minute reset, by getting up for a minute, go and get a drink of water, go get your tea. I don't really recommend more coffee, but do what you need to do. But just that movement, just this practice will reset you and make you more alert and aware for the next thing that you have on your list. So if you want, let's practice it now. We're going to just put our feet on the floor. You can close your eyes or not, it's up to you. And you want to just breathe 4 seconds in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold it. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And let's exhale. 6 seconds. 1. Blowing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Good job. You guys are great. So, redefining what success looks like. We are under a lot of pressure as project managers because what we do is important to the company, to the project, to our manager who we want to make look good, staying on budget, staying on task. But we have to understand that true success includes both accomplishment and well being. If you're tired, if your brain is tired, your body is tired, um, you really can't be at your most optimal level. So integrating these practices into your everyday is possible because they're simple, they're small, they're sustainable, and you don't have to add it to your to-do list. Remember we talked about the to-do list. Self-care doesn't have to be added to your to-do list when it's integrated into your life. You um, your outcomes over your hours. Oftentimes we're like, okay, how many hours did I work today? How many hours did I work on a project? We know that's important. Yes, it's part of scheduling. It's part of how we keep track of what's going on. But the value you bring to the project is more important than the hours you spend on that project. And you can't feel your most optimal when you're exhausted. You can't. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. Is essential for the long term. That 1-minute reset is a type of rest. If you're in your office and or if you're in a cubicle area or you're at home in your home office, if you say take a make a 10-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute just do nothing break, that's like rest as well. You don't have to always take a nap. You don't always have to go leave the house. But if you can't leave the house, do that as well. Your legacy won't be measured by sustained impact only and not just momentary heroics. You have to build a practice that supports the marathon, not the sprint, because your life is a marathon. If you're sprinting through life year after year after year after year after year, you're exhausted, you're depleted, and you have nothing to build back up. If you don't have those breaks, if you don't have snacks, if you don't have people you can talk to who can help you calm down when things are going awry, your exhaustion level continues to go up. I mentioned that I left corporate because of burnout. I was 32 years old. I was experiencing all the symptoms of menopause, hot flashes, all the things. 32. And I was like, what is happening? So I went to the doctor and they said, sorry, premature ovarian failure. You're in menopause early. And so I had to do some soul searching and figure out, okay, first of all, what's causing this? It was not just work, but it was family, it was relationships, it was all the things that will drive you crazy if left unchecked. And I had no coping skills. So hopefully this will be coping skills for you to help you through whatever is going on in your personal life, which can impact your professional life, which can impact your whole life. And so leaving corporate was my rescue plan. If you're not ready to leave corporate, then implement the plan now, prevent burnout now, and prioritize yourself now. Because the companies, they come and go. They will leave you in the dust. They will tell you to pack your bag tomorrow. But you have to create a plan for yourself where no matter what happens in the company, you always feel sustained because you're creating the plan yourself. Um, so our takeaway, manage your energy, not your time. That's important. Energy management is more important than time management. Time management is important. You learned all the skills, you know all the things about time management. Learn energy management. Cut the low value task that's happening in your company, in your everyday life. Recharge daily. It's important to recharge daily. Whether you have a hobby, whether you go to the movies, whether you love cooking, whatever the thing is for you to recharge, do that. Not just at the end of the day, but during the day as well. I used to work with a gentleman. He was such a great guy. I used to work at Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama at NASA. And when all the politics started happening, this nice gentleman, he would pull out his coloring book and he would just start coloring and put his head down. He said, "Look, just put your head down and color," because that was his way of coping and dealing with all the things that was going on in the office because politics is crazy in the office. So he found his way to recharge daily and to make sure that he maintained his sanity. And then redefine what success looks like. It's not always the biggest promotion, it's not always the biggest raise. Those things are important, yes. It's not always the accolades and accomplishments. But so, what does it mean for you? Your happiness, your joy, enjoying life? How many of you literally enjoy life right now? It's pretty good. I like it. I want to see all the hands next time. Um, so, what's one small change that you're going to make this week? I'm happy to, help you define what that looks like because change is only can only be done by you. You're the only one that can change your life. You're the only one that can make your life better. You have all that power. But oftentimes society says, "Oh, well, we got to do what the company says. We have to do what the boss says. We have to do what our family and friends say." And then we feel disempowered. But today I'm here to empower you and say, "Look, you have permission to decide and define what your life looks like. You have permission to be all that you desire you want to be." So I appreciate the time. I appreciate you listening. And I hope that you connect with me on LinkedIn and that you will let me know what's the small thing that you're going to do differently in your life this coming week. I'm open to hearing about that. And I do have the free resource, the Burnout Proof PM Toolkit. You can, there's no email address you need to give me. You just go get the kit. You implement what's in there. A lot of the things that I have shared in this presentation, and it's going to shift your life just a little bit. And if you do that just a little bit, then I'm happy. Okay. Any questions?
Thanks for watching. Check out our website, pm.umd.edu, for incredible free professional development opportunities. There, you can find courses, events, articles, and more. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who might like it, because learning grows when we make it a conversation. See you in the next one.